My beloved soul, feel my love envelop you as you read these words. I have been watching you not from a distance, but up close, from the sanctuary of your own heart. I have seen your faithfulness in the ordinary days, your perseverance in the nights of trial, your sincere search for me amidst the noise of a world that tries, at all costs, to drown out my voice. You have walked, you have served, you have loved with the strength you possess, and perhaps, in your quietest moments, you have felt that something is missing, not a material blessing, but a new dimension, a new power, a new authority in your spirit. You have felt like a lamp that still has light, but whose flame no longer burns with the same intensity as before. The oil, the reserve of spiritual vigor, seems to be running out, and you long for a refilling. What I am about to reveal to you can transform your life, because your perception is correct. Your season of operating on past reserves has ended. And I have not come today to give you just a little more oil for your lamp. I have come to break your old vessel and give you a new one, overflowing with a fresh, potent, and heavenly oil. This word is a decree. Today, in this very moment, as your soul opens to mine, I pour out a new anointing on you. It is not a promise for the future. It is a spiritual transaction that is happening now. It is a divine empowerment for your next season of life. What you could not do in your own strength, my anointing will empower you to do with ease. Where you felt weak and inadequate, my anointing will clothe you with a boldness and a wisdom that are not your own. Before continuing the message, write this word of faith in the comments. I receive your anointing and walk in your purpose. This is your act of positioning. It is you standing, with your head held high, receiving the oil of my consecration upon your life. Now, continuing the message, understand that this anointing is not a prize for your merit. It is a gift of my grace, prepared for this exact time in your life. Your journey up to this point, with all its joys and sorrows, was your preparation. And now, you are ready. My precious soul, you might ask, Father, why this new anointing now? The answer lies in the nature of your preparation. A vessel, to hold a new and precious oil, cannot be full of residue from the past. And your life, in recent years, has been a process of emptying and purification, even if you didn't realize it. Every disappointment you faced and chose to hand over to me, instead of becoming bitter, was me cleansing a stain of pride. Every time you had to wait for a promise feeling forgotten, was me strengthening the walls of your vessel, teaching you the art of perseverance. Every time your heart was broken and you ran into my arms for comfort, was me mending your cracks, not with human glue, but with the gold of my redemption, making you more beautiful and more valuable in your brokenness. You looked at your process and saw loss, delays, pain. I looked at your process and saw a vessel being meticulously prepared. I could not pour this new wine into old wineskins. I could not pour this potent oil into a cracked and impure vessel. Your trial was not my absence. It was my most intense and loving presence, preparing you for the honor I had reserved for you. The intensity of your preparation reveals the preciousness of the anointing I am releasing. I would not have you go through so much for something small. The fact that your journey was at times so challenging is the greatest proof of the magnitude of the calling that is on your life from this day forward. Now, before we continue this message, write in the comments, I trust in the Lord. By doing this, you are declaring that you trust the Master Potter, who knew exactly how to shape you, how to take you through the fire, and how to prepare you for this moment. It is your thank you for the entire process. If this message has touched your heart and you wish to support this mission, click Super Thanks and help spread words of light, encouragement, and inspiration to many lives. Continuing, rejoice in your scars. They are not marks of shame. They are proof that your vessel was tested in the fire and approved. They are your qualification to carry my glory in a new way. My blessed soul. And what will this new anointing do? What will be its first manifestation in your life? The first thing this anointing will do is open your spiritual eyes. I am pouring upon you an anointing of discernment. Where you once saw only the natural, you will begin to see the spiritual. You will look at people and see beyond their words, beyond their masks. You will feel their pains, their needs, their motivations, not to judge them, but to minister to them with a wisdom and a compassion that are not your own. You will look at your own circumstances and see beyond the problem. You will see my hand at work, my purpose unfolding. The confusion that paralyzed you will give way to a clarity that will propel you forward. Decisions that seemed so difficult will become simple because you will no longer make them with your logical mind, but with your spiritual intuition, which is my spirit speaking directly to yours. You will become a woman of vision. You will anticipate the enemy's traps. You will recognize my divine opportunities disguised as coincidences. Your life will cease to be a series of reactions and will become a succession of inspired and guided actions. I, your God, am sending you a special sign. The sign you have been waiting for is in this verse, Isaiah 61:1, which says, "The Spirit of the Sovereign Lord is on me, because the Lord has anointed me to proclaim good news to the poor. He has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim freedom for the captives and release from darkness for the prisoners." This is your commission. The anointing I pour on you is for a purpose. Write in the comments, "I receive this message and I am blessed," and send love and protection to the person you love, declaring that God's anointing is also empowering them for their calling. If this message has touched your heart, show your support with a super thanks and help spread this message of light. Before continuing, if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, do it now. By subscribing, you stay connected to the flow of revelation that this new anointing will bring. Now, continuing the message, this new vision will make you a wise counselor, a rock of stability for your family and your community. People will be drawn to you in search of direction, because they will recognize in you a light that is not of this world. My beloved soul, for this new anointing of vision and purpose to flow without hindrance, there is one final cleansing that needs to be done in the channel of your heart. The anointing flows through a clean vessel, and the greatest impurity that can obstruct the flow of my spirit is unforgiveness. You cannot clearly see the future I have for you if your eyes are clouded by the tears of a past hurt. You cannot be a channel of healing for others if your own heart is infected with resentment. Forgiveness is not an option for one who walks under my anointing. It is a prerequisite. I call you today to an act of release, the release of those who have hurt you, disappointed you, not valued you. Releasing them does not mean that what they did was right. It means that you refuse to allow their mistake to continue to define your peace and block your anointing. Forgiveness is you taking your hands from their throat and placing the matter in my hands, which are the hands of perfect justice. And the deepest forgiveness I ask of you today is to forgive yourself. You blame yourself for mistakes, for weaknesses, for the time you feel you have wasted. And this guilt is a cork that stops the new oil from flowing. My daughter, if I, the Holy One of Israel, have forgiven and cleansed you, who are you to remain in condemnation? Your imperfection does not disqualify my anointing. It qualifies you for it, because it is in your weakness that my power is made perfect and my grace is glorified. Write in the comments a list of people, including yourself, whom you would like to forgive. Visualize each one, send them love, and say, "I forgive you and I release you. May peace be with you." You feel the lightness and freedom that forgiveness brings. Repeat this practice every day to strengthen your inner peace and release anxiety. By performing this act of forgiveness, you are clearing your channel. You are saying yes to the full flow of my anointing. You are becoming a river, no longer a dam, and a river that flows freely brings life wherever it goes. My precious soul, with your eyes opened by discernment, the second manifestation of this new anointing will be in your mouth. I am pouring upon you an anointing of authority in your words. Your voice, which may have been silenced by insecurity or used for complaint, will become an instrument of power for my kingdom. Your words will no longer be empty. They will carry the weight of my presence. When you speak, the heavens will move. I give you today the authority to bless. Begin to bless your home, your family, your finances. Release words of life, of health, of prosperity, of peace. Your words of blessing are not a wish. They are a decree that releases my will upon your reality. You have the power to change the atmosphere of your home with your mouth. I give you the authority to calm the storms. When chaos sets in, when anxiety takes over, your voice, speaking my word of peace, will have the power to silence the winds and the waves, first in your own heart, and then in the environment around you. You will become a peacemaker, not by your negotiation skills, but by the power of the anointing in your voice. And I give you the authority to prophesy, not in the sense of predicting the future, but in declaring the future I have already established. Begin to speak over your children and grandchildren, not based on what you see wrong in them, but based on who I have called them to be. Declare their destiny. Speak about your own future with the certainty of one who has already read the end of the book. Your confession of faith is your personal prophecy, and it has the power to call into existence the things that are not as though they were. This anointing on your mouth requires responsibility. Guard your tongue from gossip, criticism, and negativity. The same spring cannot pour forth sweet water and bitter water. Consecrate your mouth to me, and I will use it to create worlds, to heal wounds, and to set captives free. My blessed soul, this new anointing that gives you vision and authority has one final purpose: to transform your very presence into a ministry. I am pouring upon you an anointing of presence. Wherever you go, my presence will go with you and through you in a palpable way. You will no longer need to strive to do the work of God. Your greatest work will simply be to be a vessel overflowing with my spirit. People will be drawn to you. They may not know why, but they will feel the peace that emanates from you. They will feel the love that radiates from you. Your presence will become a refuge for the weary, an oasis for the thirsty. Your hug will become an act of healing. Your listening will become an act of deliverance. Your silence will become more eloquent than 1,000 sermons. This anointing of presence frees you from the pressure of performance. You don't need to have all the answers. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be full of me. And my spirit in you will do the work. You will become a glory carrier, a walking ark of the covenant. And the atmosphere around you will change simply because you entered the room. Share this video with 2 dear people who need this message of hope and faith. Let's build a chain of love and mutual support together. Leave a comment with a prayer of faith and hope. A simple, "Lord, may your anointing in me overflow and bless all those around me," is a prayer that seals this purpose in your heart. This is the life of effortless fruit, the life of power that comes not from your strength, but from your rest in me. It is the fulfillment of my promise that rivers of living water would flow from within you. Your life will no longer be a small stream, but a mighty river, bringing life, healing, and refreshment wherever it goes. This is your calling. This is your new reality. My precious soul, how do you walk and live in this new anointing? How do you keep it flowing and prevent it from becoming stagnant? The key is humility and continuous communion. The anointing is not your possession. It is a gift I entrust to you, and it only remains on the humble. Humility is the constant recognition that the source of the power is not in you, but in me. It is the refusal to touch my glory, to take credit for the work I do through you. Every time someone is blessed by your life, quickly deflect the praise to me. Say in your heart and, if appropriate, with your lips, "To him be all the glory." A humble heart is a vessel I can continue to fill. A proud heart is a vessel that cracks and can no longer hold the oil. Continuous communion is your daily practice of staying connected to the source. The anointing is not a one-time event. It is a flow. And for the flow to continue, the channel must be open. Your time alone with me, your reading of my word, your moments of worship, they are no longer a religious discipline. They are your essential maintenance. They are like a car that needs to return to the station to refuel. You cannot give what you have not received. Prioritize your intimacy with me above all else. It is in this secret place that the oil is renewed. It is in this place of communion that I give you new directions, new revelations, new measures of my grace. Do not neglect the secret place. It is the engine room of your new anointed life, humility and communion. These are the 2 legs upon which your new life will walk. With them, you will not only maintain your anointing, but you will see it grow, deepen, and expand for all the days of your life. My beloved soul, we have come to the end of our act of consecration and to the beginning of your anointed life. The word of decree has been released. The oil has been poured out. Your new commission has been delivered. Together, we have seen that your entire life was the preparation for this moment. You have received the anointing of discernment to see, the anointing of authority to speak, and the anointing of presence to transform. You have understood the purpose of your anointing to bless the world, and have learned the keys of humility and communion to walk in it. Now, you are no longer the same. The Spirit of the Lord is upon you because the Lord has anointed you. On my part, I promise you, I will be faithful to back up my anointing in your life. Where you go, I will go. What you speak in my name, I will sustain. The work I have begun through you, I will complete. My presence will be your qualification, and my power will be your guarantee. Your part, my anointed daughter, is simply to believe. It is to rise up and walk in this new identity. It is to dare to see what others do not see. It is to dare to speak what others do not speak. It is to dare to love with a depth that only my Spirit can give. Leave this time with me not feeling burdened with a new responsibility, but feeling honored with a new privilege. Your life has ceased to be ordinary. It has become a sacrament, a visible sign of my invisible grace. Go now. The world is waiting for the manifestation of what I have deposited in you today. Do not disappoint them. Do not forget, I am with you. If this message resonated with you and your situation, write in the comments, I receive the new anointing of God and walk in my purpose. Share your experiences in the comments about how you feel receiving this new commission in your life. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to the channel for more faith-based content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.